What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Edison, with the Questionable Behavior Podcast. We out here in Miami. We got another episode for you from Miami. We got Big Nicks in the building.
Hey.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at _QBPC. Also, give us 5 stars on all audio platforms. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. So what's going on, man? First of all, introduce yourself to the crowd.
Yo, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's J Nix, a.k.a. Mr. Polar Bear Mac, a.k.a. Mr. Ridelowmane, a.k.a. Southern Niggas Ain't Slow, you know what I'm saying? Man, I mean, it's good right now. Like, I'm getting ready to drop some new music. You know what I'm saying? I've been sitting on a lot of projects for a while. Like, I'm the type of artist that likes to kind of like really perfect everything that I do. So right now I've been like perfecting a couple projects. I got Ridelowmane coming out. Okay. And I got a project called Audio Mono that's getting ready to drop too this year.
And you told me, well, you played a couple of tracks already. They're both different vibes.
Yeah.
So so one album is going to be like that lo-fi vibe.
Right.
And, you know, kind of something you could cruise to.
Right.
And then the other one is going to be more of like the pump up. So tell me about like the thought process and the creative process for both albums.
Well, I mean, Ridelowmane, it's funny because I've been sitting on that project. I've been kind of working on that project for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? It's like just gathering the right beats. Like I wanted to create something that, like a project that like really rides, that you could just put in the whip. You just, you know what I'm saying, turn the shit on and you can ride wherever. You know what I'm saying? It's like something that's gonna rattle the trunk. So I really wanted to take my time and like go through different beats. You know what I'm saying? Step outside, even with like flows and things like that, and make something more hype, more like pumped up. Audio Mono kind of came across as it was kind of like an experiment. I really like linked up with one of my boys and and just was like, man, I want to kind of get back to the basics. You know what I'm saying? When I first started rapping, I kind of rapped more of like on chill type, you know what I'm saying, type beats and shit like that.
So you wanted to kind of go back to like the day one, how you started
and all, and how I started type vibe. It was kind of like, you know, I guess feeling a little bit nostalgic in a sense. So I ended up just was like, yo, as soon as I hear the beat, I was just gonna write to it and then and just record it, you know what I'm saying, right there. A lot of it, Audio Mono is really like one verse type shit, like real chill, like lo-fi shit. But it's like hip hop too, you know what I'm saying, and kind of showing my different styles. Right. Thing with me as an artist, I'm very versatile, you know what I mean? Like a lot of artists can't do this or that. You know what I'm saying? But me in particular, I can go and make some shit that's more hyped and more turned up and it'll still vibe and it'll still be me and I didn't lose myself. But I can also go and get on some like real chill hip hop type shit, more traditional sound.
More lyrics,
more like, you know what I'm saying, punchlines, I guess, and shit like that. And you know, and still kind of hold my own. Got
you. So when you're sitting there, what's like your creative process? How you writing music, and is it a different vibe when you're making the two different styles? Like, do you have to be alone for one and with people for the other?
It's
How does that work?
It's funny you say that because it's really like that. It's like when I'm making the Ridelowmane shit, like when I'm making stuff that's like pumped up or whatever, I like to be in the studio, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of the homies come through, we like vibing, like, you know what I'm saying? The beats pumping, you see everybody bobbing their heads, they riding. I kind of like more freestyle from the vibe. Like I kind of just start, you know what I'm saying, thinking of
start putting some stuff on the mic, keep it holding that, going back and forth in and out of the studio.
I don't really kind of I write, but not as much. I kind of even freestyle, even like the flows of shit. You know what I'm saying? I would go in there and be like, yo, I'm feeling this beat, this making, you know what I'm saying, it's turned out, let's go do that. Whereas with like the Audio Mono, the lo-fi stuff, I wrote a lot of that stuff alone. It's more like almost journaling to me. You know what I mean? Like it's like, you know what, I want to write a verse today and I kind of just want to go off free thought. Like, what am I feeling? You know what I'm saying? I might have saw something on the news or it might have been something I might have been thinking about or something I was reading that kind of sparked something. And I'm like, I'll listen to a beat and I'll just kind of go off. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily thinking about hooks or breaking.
You're just trying to tell a story in a sense.
Exactly. Just kind of just getting the bare expression off of. So that's really the main difference from, you know what I'm saying, they're not only sonically different, but the whole process in creating them is different for me. You know what I mean?
So tell me about like your connection with Perez. You guys had launched an album a couple years ago. Just tell me about the connection in general and the vibe.
Me and Perez, man, we've been working together for quite some time. You know, we both came up in, you know what I'm saying, Miami underground scene, like performing, doing shows. And before we did our album together, we did an album called 2-Player Mode. Before we did our album together, we kind of did a lot of records together, you know what I'm saying? Down here in Miami, especially in the underground scene, it's a very close-knit situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially how we, you know, bumped in and start working with each other. You know, both like each other vibe, and you know what I'm saying, we end up working with a lot of the same producers as well. So it was just like a natural connection. We in the studio.
So it's a connection literally through like work and through making music, whatever.
Yeah.
You built that like creative connection. It wasn't like something that, oh, you guys were friends and both.
Well, we became friends from like the scene, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the scene.
Yeah, through working, through the process, basically.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's how I met a lot of my friends through music, you know what I mean? Just because even if we didn't necessarily grow up in the same neighborhoods or whatever the case may be, that didn't stop us from still connecting and making and doing something dope together, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's really, you know what I'm saying, important and what stood out to me about like the vibe. Then when we created 2-player mode, when we even started doing it, like the way the Prez records and the way he makes music, you know what I'm saying? It's so
it works well with you, or
yeah, it's real smooth. You know what I'm saying? He's a smooth dude.
You like the way he does it. It's just kind of like
it's real smooth. Like me, I'm a very I kind of like, you know, maybe it's because I'm a big dude or whatever. Like I usually come in and I kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Pump yourself up.
Kind of take over the like whole session. So for me, it was even different. Just, you know what I'm saying, working with a different artist. But we kind of came in and like we just automatically just started meeting other minds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, we're both coming up with hooks. We're both, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, yo, he pushing me on my verse. He like, yo, man, start this shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Coming in, I'm telling him like, yo, do this harmony like this. So it's just a great collaborative process.
And you're pushing each other kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, it was good. I really like that experience. You know what I'm saying?
So you were just telling me about a video that you have in your mind. You're trying to put something together and you're trying to put some like significant images in a story.
Right.
So is that like kind of your goal for most videos? You're trying to, you know, or in regards to your music in general, you're trying to like get a positive message out there. You're trying to like.
Well, I mean, musically, it really kind of depends, you know, on what the vibe is, honestly. Because I feel like people, we have so many different dynamics, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost like you got a good side, you got a bad side, you got a this side, you got a that side. So it really depends on the music. Like when I was making visuals for a project that I released before that was kind of more like hip hop based, that's what the goal was. You know, I wanted to make videos that kind of had a statement or was kind of showing like the, you know, an up and coming, you know what I'm saying, had an underground feel to it. But when I made other music, you know what I mean, that was maybe like more party or more like turned up, you want to kind of express that too. You want somebody to see the video and be like, yo, I wish I was there, you know what I'm saying? Like I was there where they was at, you know what I'm saying? Because it's turned up. So with me, just the same way the music process and even visually is different. But now I would say like a goal wise, I would just want to step things up. You know, I want to take things to another level and kind of do things differently visually than I've done before, whether it be, you know, acting more in visuals or even just coming with different kind of concepts, you know what I mean? Or even just the graphics or things like that. I want to experiment a little bit more visually.
Get outside the box or get outside your comfort zone in a sense.
I love doing that, man. I really do. I feel like that's the way to push yourself, you know what I mean? Like I really love
when you do something you're not really sure about and you succeed, you feel like you just got a step further.
Exactly.
As a person in a sense,
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so my next question was, with these 2 albums that you got coming out, are you planning to launch like an A side, B side? Is it like going to be 2 separate projects timed and, you know, gapped out or?
Yeah, it's going to be 2 separate projects. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're very different, you know what I'm saying? And they mean different things, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, too, it's like Audio Mono was kind of like something I really just wanted to put it out, you know what I mean? I didn't have like a whole big like plan or like, you know what I'm saying?
It was just something that you made kind of for yourself, kind of, like you said, a nostalgic feeling, you know, and you're like, I want to make this. It's been a while.
Exactly. So I was like, I haven't made music like that in a while. So it's like, as I was making it, you know, I'm letting people hear shit and they're like, yo, this shit is crazy, this shit is dope. And I'm like, all right, because I kind of was just finna record it and not even really think about putting it out, you know, so I was going to just start working on something else. But after, you know, getting that response, I'm like, you know what, let me put it out. So that's coming out 2019. It's coming out this year. I ain't gonna say exactly what month it's coming out, but because I'm gonna release the artwork and everything.
Gotcha.
But it's coming out this year. Ridelowmane is definitely gonna be next year.
Gotcha.
Top of next year, Ridelowmane is gonna come out. And even the music on there is a lot different from Audio Mono. Like I said, it's much more like shit that's
pumped up and yeah.
pumped up. It's more structured. It's more hooks. It's more this and that. Whereas Audio Mono is kind of like me just in my vibe, just rapping.
Right.
You know, I just wanted to rap. I didn't want to have to think about hooks and all that extra shit. I just wanted to just rap. Whereas in this is gonna be more structured. So top of the next year, 2020, Ridelowmane for sure. Dog, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited about that too because I love performing the records off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
right, because you get the whole crowd going. You were just saying you performed something in New York, right?
Yeah, performed in New York, man. They like, you know what I'm saying, ran it back to back, you know, and like I've been kind of sitting on these records, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, like I would say I've been working on Ridelowmane for like 2 years, you know what I'm saying? And I still kind of want to add a couple more records to them, honestly.
How many songs on each?
The Audio Mono is probably going to be like 6. It's 6 right now. Just 6, like it's like an EP.
Right.
Ridelowmane might be 8, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm
still working on some stuff.
Well, I'm
still trying to finish something up, basically. Or?
Not necessarily. I'm just very picky. You know what I'm saying? I'm very specific and about like how I want shit done. Like with my music, and I'm a perfectionist at heart. You know what I mean?
You critique yourself a lot?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm my worst critic. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be, you know, perfectly honest, I'm my worst critic. Like, it'll be songs that, like, I'll let people hear and they'll be like, yo, this shit fire. And I'll be like,
I gotta fix it.
Yeah, it's like, whatever.
So do you go back and forth and, like, when you make a track, are you editing it a lot? Are you going back and like, all right, I'm gonna fix this. All right, I'm gonna redo this verse. Or...
Right. Well, I don't necessarily go back and redo verses. I kind of go more in depth in sonically how I want it to sound, like how I want this record to feel. Like, a lot of times I never redo verses. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to go in there, rap the shit, like one take my shit, and just, you know what I'm saying, keep going. And when it comes to the hooks, that's what I layer more, you know what I'm saying? I'll get more like the feel. I want to put different types of vibes and emotions on. But I rarely go in and like redo verses. Like if I'm gonna redo a verse, I had to really be like, I ain't like it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, I'm such a perfectionist. Before I like lay that verse down or have that verse be like, that's gonna be the verse I'm using for the track.
You're saying it over and over again.
Yeah, I'm already like nah. All right, now I'm ready for it to be the take for the track. But I think that's important though. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, you putting out something into the world, and that's how I look at it. Like I'm putting out something into the world that, you know, will be for, you know, years and years and years, forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I want it to be something I can look back on and be happy about. Right. Even if I listen to like my older music from like, you know, from before, I can still appreciate it in a way because I know I'm like, that was the best I could do at that time. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so tell everybody, first of all, give you all your shout outs and tell everybody where they can follow you and what to look forward to.
All right, first, let me shout out to my man Ransom, shout out to Zabo, shout out to the whole art club for this spot where I'm at right now. If you're ever in Miami, stop by Roots Collective. Very dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big shout out to Root Collective. We're here for the Press P interview and with Nick, so shout out. Dope place.
Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, G-Wag, Gutter, you know what I'm saying, all them boys out there. Shout out to Prez too. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? I know I be having music and I haven't put it out and shit like that. People getting mad as fuck at me, but the shit is coming out for real. Like I'm about to drop all that shit. The shit's gonna be dope. So just shout out to everybody that's been rocking with me through the whole time, man. You know what I'm saying? Ridelowmane 2020.
Yeah, and shout out June for the hookup and Art Collective. Shout out. Gonna be some big news hopefully coming soon. All right. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. 5 stars on all audio track, comment, review, all that shit. Follow us on Instagram, _QBC. Give them your Instagram.
Yeah, Ridelowmane, 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 all one. That's my Instagram, that's my Twitter, you feel me?
There you go.
Follow me through YouTube. I made it real simple, you feel me?
Same thing, all platforms. All right, take care.
Who got it? Who got it? Who got the dope, man? Who got it? Who got it? Who got the dope, man?